Okay, so here we are working on step 2, learning how to isolate and paraphrase the conclusion of any given argument. And of course, when we're doing step 2, we have to do step 1 as well. And for all these examples, we've already done step 1, so I'm just going to cut and paste our answer from step 1 at the end of it. Then I'll get to work on articulating the main idea that the author wants me to accept if the argument is successful. Okay, and back in step 1, we did figure out that this was, in fact, an argument. So let me just cut and paste our answer from step 1. And we've discovered that when we do step 1, we're often halfway to step 2, that we've often taken a first step towards identifying the conclusion, but we haven't done it quite as carefully as we do in step 2. Thinking about what the conclusion of this argument is. In my step 1 work, I've already said that the author's attempting to convince the reader that the move to electronic reading may not be entirely negative. Although I think that I want to be a little more specific when I actually isolate the conclusion here, because the author seems to be making 2 separate claims that we can combine into the one conclusion. That digital reading may not result in less literacy, and that digital reading may improve the quality of physical books. So I want to start with the idea, I want to get at the idea that the author is trying to reassure people who love books that the move to digital reading may not be bad. So the move toward digital reading need not result in less literacy. So the author is trying to convince me that the digital reading need not result in less literacy, but the author is also trying to convince me that the move towards digital reading may have a certain effect on the quality of physical books, and that in fact it may improve the quality of physical books. So although this is 2 ideas in one, I think it still is, or it's making 2 different claims about the move towards digital reading. I think that all of the claims that the author uses in this argument would serve as evidence for this single statement, that the move towards digital reading need not result in less literacy and may improve the quality of physical books. Notice that the author didn't say that explicitly in one sentence, but it is a driving force behind the whole argument. It's what the author would like me to affirm if the author had successfully persuaded me through the use of the author's premises and how they relate to each other. So yeah, I think that's a good conclusion. I think it's accurate and fair and represents the intentions of the author well. So that's step 2 done on example number 7.